U.S. buyers redirect imported fertilizer redirect imported fertilizer overseas as Iran war drives up global prices. Whew. Barges of imported urea and nitrogen fertilizer were purchased this week, supported in New Orleans for export overseas. Vice President fertilizer. Oh, man. Imagine being a farmer. Imagine unironically being a farmer, man, in America. That's crazy. Couldn't be me. Sorry, Kowalski. Almost feel bad for farmers? Almost. While global fertilizer prices have soared, U.S. prices at New Orleans have remained about $170 per short ton cheaper, providing buyers an opportunity to profit from the price difference. This is just one of the many reasons why isolationism and what's the word I'm thinking of? Not natalism. Protectionism are fucking stupid in the modern global economy. For basically every commodity, you're competing with global prices. You know, it is insane. What's a short ton? I don't know. They're always making up some fancy shit. You know, in Europe they use the metric system. I mean, capitalism's stupid too. Yeah, but like in a theoretical perfect application of capitalist theory, you would have unrestricted flow of goods across the global market. You know, but this like mix of, because no one wants capitalism, man. No one wants because if we had capitalism, real, true, free market, global capitalism, everyone would be like, why the fuck are we farming in America? Like, why are we dedicating so much land and time and energy into farming here when there are poorer countries where, from like a cost-benefit analysis, you can get way more bang for your buck? Oh, to shore up domestic prices and regionally protect the interests of America. They don't give a fuck about that, man. That's not how the market works. My dad's a farmer in Louisiana. They're all convinced it's still COVID's fault. That's really funny. I'm sorry about your dad or whatever. That's really funny. It's China or something. In the opaque U.S. fertilizer market, it was not immediately clear who was reselling the U.S. imports. Wait, really? Is that fucking... I didn't realize it was a dark market. I assume these purchases were public. Oh no. It's Soros. Kowalski going to be an endangered species soon? Yep. Farm bankruptcies were, what, like 30, 40% in 2025? Look how many farm bankruptcies there were under Trump 1, dude. Holy shit. That's crazy. I think the reason why farm bankruptcies have gone down in recent years is because they've been consolidating so much that there just aren't as many family farms to bankrupt, you know? 300 farms is a really small number. Farm bankruptcies are not an issue. Well, the reason bankruptcies are down is because they're getting consolidated, right? It's like a relative metric, you know? Damn, that's a lot of words. Every farm will be owned by one mega company for the next 20 years. You know who's got to be feeling good about all this? Vegans. With the price of beef being as high as it is right now, you know? If things continue in this direction, it might genuinely be like uneconomic to continue subsidizing the beef industry to the extent that we have for years and years. Which, like, finally, thank God, man. Unironically, so we could solve so many of our economic problems in America, economic and like ecological problems, basically overnight by just not eating as much beef. Like that on its own, the amount of water we use for the feed and the amount of land we use for the feed, like there are so many problems that could just disappear if we stopped subsidizing and producing as much beef. But you know, we'll see. I recently learned only 8% of Americans eat a vegetarian meal once per week. Why is that a case? Because in America, the animal farming meat industry has been subsidized to the point where it's almost universally available, so we don't really have many other culturally accepted alternate protein sources. Like in America, we were just used to eating meat all the time. You know? We also eat cheese more than like anyone, basically. And so much of it is subsidized, right? Like, it was an economic miracle that we were even able to have a McDonald's dollar menu for as long as we did. I mean, now we basically don't, because everything's pricier now. But it was basically a miracle, yeah. It's called the under $3 menu now. Grim. We do have lots of subsidized cheese. That is true. That is true. To be fair, I'm European, and I eat a dish that includes meat at least every 2 days. The fact that you would say that like it's novel is exactly part of the point that I'm trying to make. To a European, you're like, I eat meat every other day or so. How much can Americans eat meat? And it's like, a lot of Americans eat meat 3 times a day, man. That's not even a joke. Like every meal. No wonder no wonder our fucking lifespans are what they are. Isn't that bad for your digestion, though? Do you think Americans are healthy? Worst will come in the long term. Fertilizer squeeze. Yeep. We don't even know. It could prove a squeeze for like the next year's fertilizer market too. We have no idea how bad it's going to be, man. Famine, let's fucking go! Oh man. Urea prices percent change year to date. Oh boy. Literally double the cost. I thought the UK also eats fuckloads of cheese too. Yeah, I think that like dairy consumption is pretty common across Western Europe. It's the whites mostly. We love our dairy. Germans, I assume. But the US, we eat a lot of meat. In the breadbasket state of Western Australia, one industry group now expects the wheat planting area to drop by 14%. That's a lot. Another big, like, long-term production shift we're going to have to contend with is that as the world eventually, inevitably moves away from petroleum, because it's going to have to eventually, man. There's no getting around that. The loss in production of artificial fertilizers is going to drive up the cost of existing fertilizers, making it harder and harder to farm for the, population we have. The only reason the global population right now is what it is because of artificial fertilizers. Like, there's a direct relationship between the availability of petroleum-derived artificial fertilizers and the global population. We're going to have to stop eating meat just so that the land we're using to produce animal feed is instead used for humans. So bugs it is? Well, there's a reason the World Economic Forum is trying to get us on it. Where's that classic map of U.S. land space? USA land area by use. You know what I'm talking about. We've all seen this map before. Quite a bit of the land in the United States is used for just beef. Beef specifically, man. Look at that. Cow pasture and range, this big chunk right here, and then livestock feed right here, And then food we eat is this, like, PA-looking motherfucker right here. Lovely straight lines. This is exactly how it looks from space. Yeah. Delete the golf. What the fuck? Where's the golf section? Oh, yeah, there we go. Right down there. Ethanol's big. It's also completely fucking made up. Like, ethanol is literally just a corn subsidy. It's a hackneyed bullshit attempt to pump more money into corn farmers for no fucking reason. It's not sensible. What's it used for? Ethanol? You use it for shoring up fuel. Part of a push to make a more domestic fuel production. It's not. I mean, yeah, drinking too, but that was the big push. Not good. Not good. It's also booze. Yeah, but that's what it was pushed for, Like 10% ethanol fuel. Good graphic on global production. Yeah, that pretty much shows it right there. Global land use for food production. Earth's surface is 29% land, of which 76% is habitable, of which 45% is used for agriculture, and of the agricultural section, 80% is livestock, meat, dairy, textiles. God damn, man. We gotta dial that back a little bit, in my opinion. Textiles? Sheep. Wool. But I guarantee you that cows are the vast majority of this. In India? I don't know what they're up to in India. How is only 1% built up land? It feels like so much more than that. You gotta drive around America. Most of the world is empty. Well, not empty. I mean empty of human development. I was hoping lab-grown meat would catch on, but many of those companies shut down. Lab-grown meat will never catch on as long as we are subsidizing traditionally produced meat so much. The thing is that historically and in the future, meat should be treated as, if it's lab-grown, like ethically it's not an issue, as a luxury. But in America, where you can have a hamburger for every meal, yeah, no, there's no way to make cost-effective lab-grown meat. It's not possible. But in the future, right, where we treat it like more of a select luxury good, yeah, it could be more viable. Also, yeah, the meat lobby is in fact crushing that technology preemptively. They don't even want the chance of a threat in the future. Also, God's honest truth, most of the meat that Americans consume is slop anyway. Like the meat, the joy and the nutrients that you're getting from the average fucking hamburger you're eating in America, it's slop food, and you could make that shit out of beans, you'd be fine. There are some things you need the meat for, right? Like a really nice cut of steak, or like a wonderful, well marbled pork belly slice or whatever. But that's not what you're eating, 3 meals a day, right? Most of the food you're eating is Taco Bell grade, E-rated, circus animals ground up with rats and feces type meat, real like urban jungle shit. It's all right. You're eating a disease genetically modified to be as obese as possible. Cow doesn't even move and their legs break from lack of use. Another thing we don't even consider is the fact that like we're developing super bacteria through our current meat production industry. Like the super duper antibiotics that we inject into cows is the reason why we can't get antibiotics easily, because we need to inject them with the super ones because they're living in like a soup of their own feces. So it's the only way to keep them alive so that we can eat them later. So we're basically like we're creating like an animal holocaust misery factory, and also designing the bacteria that will then kill all of us, that we won't be able to defend ourselves against because we've wasted all the good antibiotics on the cows. It's not a great industry. People get really defensive too when you point this out, even though like it's not even arguable. Like objectively, it's a bad industry on every possible level, like environmentally, morally, economically, biologically, like on every possible level, it's bad. But people get really defensive. They're like, "Well, what are you doing about?" I don't know. I'm just pointing out that it's bad, man. Culinarily. Well, anyway. As a vegan, I've held back for a decade plus, but I will be insanely smug when my family can't afford meat anymore. Oh my God, you so deserve it. Holy shit, are you kidding me? Like your family's like, beef is $20 a pound, and you're like, lentils, Been preparing for this day. You should, yeah, 100%. You've earned it. You deserve it. Go for it, 100%. Yeah.